And
But that's all right, because we are on plan now. And we're ready to go, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, not funny, sorry. I mean, what was funny, I love what they said, the couple, because it's very emotional. But Kat and I were both marveling about how much weight we've lost this year. So for you, from a year ago when we started in January.
Yeah, I've lost about 40. And I was saying that when we did the Today Special last year, by the end of the day, I was exhausted. My feet were killing me.
Right.
I was having a hard time standing up straight. And I was like, you know, I feel pretty good today. And, you know, I'm at like 24 hours at this point.
Yeah.
But that's the difference, carrying the extra weight versus not carrying the extra weight. More stamina.
You know what's interesting for me? I had an aha moment the other day, because there's little things you'll notice when you lose weight.
That's right.
There's little funny things you'll notice that you didn't notice before. I was doing the aero Pilates, and I was laying back on it, and all I had to do was lift myself up to talk to the camera, right? And I could just lift myself up to talk to the camera really easily, because I didn't have a lot of blood going on trying to struggle. And to get down on the aero Pilates, it used to be actually pretty hard for me, because I got a knee, it's kind of screwed up. I plopped down, but it was so funny. It was one of those moments, and I didn't say anything on the air, but I realized, so I just lifted myself up, and then I talked to everybody, and then I kept working out.
Right.
And it's those moments that you'll find when you start to lose weight that really tickle you.
That's right.
It's those baby achievements that you go, oh my gosh, I'm in such a much better place. And you know, Kat, let's talk about that for a second. It's not just a much better place physically. I mean, that's hugely important. But mentally, that is almost as equally as important as the physical part of it.
Oh, 100%. And it is those little moments. I wish you had heard the conversation we were having, because I was like, gosh, yeah, I just feel so much better now. And I remember when I was much heavier, I happened to be in New York City, and I got on the subway, and the guy kind of motioned like, oh, you can sit there. And I remember looking at the subway seat thinking, I won't fit in that seat. I remember boarding airplanes and seeing people averting their eyes like, I hope she doesn't sit here.
Oh,
I hope she
wow.
doesn't sit here.
Wow.
Or I remember another time I needed to kind of get past in the movie seat, and a guy just kind of turned his legs, and I was like, I can't fit past him. But I was like, but he sees me. This is after I'd lost weight, but he's looking at me. I must be able to fit. And I remember like walking by like, wow, I do fit by. And then one more moment, I was like walking in New York City. This is after I'd lost the weight. And I went to go kind of fix my hair in this glass, you know, wall of a building. And I couldn't find my reflection, because I wasn't used to what I looked like slimmer.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, I went to go turn, and then I
Wow.
went, and I had to kind of wave like this and go, oh, that's me.
You didn't recognize yourself.
Did not recognize myself.
Oh my God.
And so it's those, and even now I got chills thinking about that, but those are those little things that people who've never had a weight issue won't ever understand.
Right,
They'll
right.
never understand. They'll never understand just being able to sit up on the Pilates machine like, oh,
Easily,
wow, did
like
I,
effortlessly.
oh,
It was just,
did I
'cause
do that?
I wasn't dragging all that weight with me. And the other thing too is like my family, I just come from a big family, you know, and I used to always be so sad. If you see pictures of my mom when she was alive, she was always hiding in the back, always hidden in the back. She hated taking pictures. So if you're in that situation where you're like, oh, please don't take my picture, don't take my picture, or you're hiding behind 10 people
Right.
and you're just barely showing. I mean, I call that living a half life.
Yes.
And there's no reason that you have to do that anymore. And Nutrisystem really makes it just so simple. It's a yes today. It's a, you know what, I'm gonna take control of my life. And all you have to do is, if you eat, congratulations, you can do the Nutrisystem system. It's just eat and lose weight. It's just that simple. All right, we're gonna go over everything you get in just a second, but I don't wanna keep Keith too much longer. So let's say hi to Keith, he's joining us.
Howdy, y'all. How you doing?
We're good. So tell us your Nutrisystem story, Keith.
Well, I got into a situation where my doctor scared me to death. You know, high cholesterol, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, all of that. And basically he said, you come back in 6 months, you need to make some changes or we're going to have a serious conversation. And I literally saw a commercial for Nutrisystem, and I told my wife, I said, why don't I try this one? I've tried all these other things and none of them worked, or they were too difficult to follow, that kind of thing. And I tried it. And, you know, within 2-3 weeks, I was like, I could feel the change.
Yeah.
And just, you know, by the time I went and saw my doctor 6 months later, I had lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
And he was like, what did you do? And I'm like, Nutrisystem. He said, really? I said, yeah. And I said, it works. it's just a no-brainer. The food is fantastic. The cost, it just, you put a pen and pencil to it yourself. It is not expensive. I mean, you can get an entire day's worth of meal for a single fast food visit.
Right. Good
So
point.
it's
Exactly
just,
right.
yeah. I mean, so it was totally a life changer for me.
Hey, Keith, how's
And,
all your statistics now? Because your doctor had said you're pre-diabetic, you're high blood pressure. How's it now?
Oh, everything is perfect. And I am on a cholesterol medicine just because, you get older, you kind of have to do that, but it's very, very minimal. But all of my other numbers are perfect for my age.
And and we can't make any medical claims about the Nutrisystem program, but it sounds like you're reaping the benefits of having changed your lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle. And
Yes.
that just must feel amazing, absolutely amazing.
It
And
is.
what are people around you saying?
Well, all my friends are like, wow, dude, you really did it.
Yeah.
You look great, that kind of thing. And it's, especially my family. My family is just, blown away. I'll see a family member I haven't seen in a while, like, whoa, you lost some weight. And tell them about Nutrisystem. And I have had some friends that have done it also and have had success. So it's just.
Is there something you can do now that you would avoid before?
Yeah, going to the beach and take it off my shirt.
That's true. How true is that, right?
I mean, yeah, it was embarrassing. I didn't want to do that.
And so we don't really always think think about men saying, "Oh, I'm self-conscious about my body," but it sounds like men have that self-consciousness as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I was embarrassed to do that. I mean, it was just but now I'm fit and I'm lean, and yeah, I'm not embarrassed to do that at all.
Now, Keith, there's a lot of people out there who are kind of like, oh, should I do it? I'm not so sure. What would you say to them about it?
I wish I could just take somebody and put them in their face and just say, look, you hear all this stuff. Yeah, and there's so many things on the internet and this, that, and the other that you don't necessarily believe, but this is real. It absolutely works, 100%. And it's not just losing the weight and eating the food. It changes your lifestyle.
Right.
And that was the biggest thing for me, is like, it changed my outlook on food. It changed my outlook on life. I started working out again. I was confident enough to do that. But that was the big thing, is just the confidence that changes, and your whole attitude I was a negative person for a while, and it literally changes your attitude and your life. I mean, if you're going to lose weight, you're going to get healthy. I mean, that's kind of a no question there.
Right. The direct correlation. Well, Keith, you have been
Yes.
absolutely wonderful to share your very personal
Yes.
story with us. Thank you for your time tonight, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Happy New Year to y'all, too.
Yes, congratulations. 55 pounds down.
55 pounds, that's so impressive. And again, isn't it fun to see all the pictures where it's not just, 5 pounds. And I love seeing all the ages. I love seeing all the body shapes.
Right.
You know that it's great for everybody, BODY. And no matter what age you're at either, it's never too early and it's never too late, which is so exciting.
That's right.
All right, so we're kind of channel surfing. I know you might be channel surfing. Kat, let's do this. And Kat, of course, former CNN anchor. She absolutely was also the medical reporter and anchor there, did a lot of specialties in that, and has been with Nutrisystem for now 16 years,
That's right.
Let's kind of go over everything, and then we're going to jump to what a day looks like, and then talk about some specifics.
Okay, so we'll start at this end and we'll work our way that way. So what you're seeing on this table, this is everything that you're going to receive in your first order. It's
The whole
4
thing.
weeks, the whole thing.
Keep widening out.
4 weeks worth of food. Everything in yellow is your breakfast. Everything in blue is your lunch. Everything in red is your dinner. Your dessert and your snacks are in purple. And then in your first shipment only, this is in your first shipment right here, you're gonna receive 7 shakes. This is for your first week with Fast 5. And this is not a meal replacement. This is in addition to your meals. And because this is the first anniversary of Nutrisystem.
5th.
Oh, that's right. 5th anniversary of Nutrisystem on HSN, we have a nice chocolate lovers bonus. And again, that Nutrisystem challenge is eat everything that you just saw on the table. Eat all 4 weeks worth of food. See what Nutrisystem can do in your life. And at the end of 4 weeks, if for any reason you aren't happy, call HSN and say, I want my money back, and you'll get it. And if you're thinking, well, wait a minute, okay, I'm going to get this, but what does a typical day look like when I'm on the Nutrisystem program?
Because the one thing you're going to say is, I got to eat again.
Exactly.
It'll crack you up. You're like, really? It's time to eat again? And it is.
So what you're seeing here is a typical day on Nutrisystem. So remember we saw breakfast is color-coded in yellow? So this would be a typical breakfast. This is the Nutrisystem granola. You can add fresh fruit with it. You can have your coffee or tea. Then a midday snack. Maybe you want to have some string cheese that you got at the grocery store, or a boiled egg, or maybe you want to have one of the Nutrisystem protein shakes. So other programs, this would be a meal. This is an addition to when you're on Nutrisystem. And then for lunch, color-coded in blue, how about ramen with noodles? And how about a side salad? And then for dinner, the mac and cheese with turkey sausage. And then you can have any type of vegetables. We've paired it here with zucchini noodles. And then a snack or a dessert. And the cheese puffs. This whole
By the way,
day,
you have to eat the entire thing of cheese
gotta
puffs.
eat the whole
That's not a
thing.
double pack, you guys. And
Right.
they're one of the greatest things ever.
Ever. And when you've eaten all of the Nutrisystem items, just the Nutrisystem items, right here, it's about $9 a day for the Nutrisystem.
Crazy. That's what Keith said. For eating one meal in a drive-through, a fast food drive-through, you've got an entire day of food.
That's right.
And here's the wild thing. With the price of groceries nowadays, we have people getting Nutrisystem not just to save a ton of money at the grocery store, oh, and by the way, to lose weight. Like, they're choosing it because it's actually a more affordable way to eat. Oh, and by the way, the benefits are you're eating healthier and you're losing weight.
That's right.
But you eat pasta, you eat pizza, you eat chocolate, real chocolate. You eat pretzels with chocolate-covered stuff. You have, you know, your cookies are in here. All those things that we think we can't have that are so satisfying to eat, and usually we feel guilty about, the guilt's gone. So when you're eating these cheese puffs, because they are the greatest thing ever, do not feel 1 ounce of guilt. When you're eating that chocolate, that decadent chocolate caramel bar, do not feel 1 ounce of guilt. By the way, these chocolate-covered pretzels, they're fabulous.
They're fabulous.
The cookies are amazing. The popcorn, the white cheddar popcorn, do not feel guilty because they've got it all figured out for you. If you can eat, you can use the Nutrisystem program. As long as you know how to eat. And guess what? We all know how to do that.
I know how to eat.
I do too, honey. I can eat
I know
a lot.
how to eat.
But this will actually learn portion control, and it's all figured out for you, and you don't go hungry. That's another thing too. A lot of times you're trying to starve yourself to lose weight. You never, ever want to do that, and you certainly don't do it with a Nutrisystem.
No, I found that by the end of the day, I would still had to eat. I'm like, oh my gosh. I still had dessert. My mouth was watering from the popcorn. I still had to eat. And that was like a retraining for me. I was thinking, well, I'll just eat 1 meal a day. Well, I'll skip meals. Well, I'll just eat steamed vegetables. I didn't have to do that on Nutrisystem. I was able to eat all day long and lose weight. So it was definitely a retraining. And because it's the weekends on your own program, 2 days a week, you can eat out with your friends and family. Sometimes I would go to my favorite restaurant, order my favorite meal, and the meal would come. I was now able to see, oh, that's like 4 portions on the plate.
Right.
And I couldn't even eat the whole thing. Even if on some days when I said, well, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing, I couldn't do it because now my body had learned what to eat to go, and now I'm satisfied. Yep. And we talked again about value. $9 a day on the Nutrisystem program. The last time I went to the movies, my popcorn was $13.
Oh my gosh.
Just the popcorn.
That's ridiculous.
And it did not have white cheddar on it.
And girl, you felt a little guilty because that was the bad popcorn, not the good stuff.
Exactly.
And again, for $9 a day, so there's a ton of people using Nutrisystem just to be able to afford to eat food, right? And, oh, guess what? The end result is you lose weight. You save a ton of money when you really think about how expensive it is to eat out, drive-thrus, or certainly even to go go to the grocery store. I spent $9 buying some lunch meat, one pack of lunch meat. It was $9. And that made a couple sandwiches, whoopee ding dong. Or do you want to eat an entire meal, all of your meals all day long for the same price?
Right.
So it is interesting because we're seeing that a lot of people are attracted to Nutrisystem because we have to eat. They're trying to find a more affordable way to eat. They want it to be delicious. And literally the byproduct is, oh, and you lose weight too and you feel healthier.
Oh, and you lose weight too.
Isn't that funny?
You know what? I don't even think this is going to fit in the bowl.
I don't think it will either. It's actually kind of taken on a new importance for people because of the affordability of eating through Nutrisystem. All right, so what are we doing? It is half off the regular price, actually a little over half off the regular price if you had to cobble it together through Nutrisystem. We have free shipping. We have 5 flex pays. What does that mean? Is if you have a major credit card, you're going to spend $40 and you pay it off in 5 months. You can eat everything. If you don't absolutely love it after the first month, 30 days, you can call and there's nothing to return because you've eaten it all and say, hey, I kind of want my money back. And we'll be like, okay, there you go. But typically people don't do that. If it wasn't successful, we would have stopped working with Nutrisystem years ago. And they are the #1 at-home weight loss system in the country. And also they are world renowned for their successes. They have influenced millions of people and changed millions of lives. What a satisfying thing that you get to do is truly change lives. For me, this whole system, I did the same thing you decided to do about a year ago. I said, you know what? I've got to do something. I really did my research. And when we launched our Today's Special, I was all in and I got it. That was the jump start. And now I've lost about 22 pounds. And so I'm really quite proud of it, but I only share that because I know it works. And now you can discover the same thing. So here's your chance tonight.